Hello, everyone. Welcome to a special episode of Dragon Talk. Hi.
Yay!
Yay.
Special episode. This is
it's-
so exciting.
It's so good to see you on a Thursday, Shelly Moon. We never get to see each
It's
other on
weird.
Thursdays.
All day yesterday, I kept thinking it was Thursday because I knew we were doing this today. So that just shows you how important Dragon Talk is to my entire week.
Exactly. It's like how we mark time.
It is. It is
and
the only way.
Marking time today is very exciting because we get to talk about D&D Live 2020 Roll with Advantage. Yes.
Yay! It's happening.
It is announced right now. You can check it out on the Dungeons and Dragons website at dungeonsdragons.com for all the info. It is maybe we should just roll the trailer right now, so make sure everybody can see it.
Let's do it.
Yeah, let's do it, Pelham. Let's throw it up and let everybody bask in its glory.
Would you like to play some Dungeons and Dragons?
One of our characters got grabbed and swallowed.
Okay, now I'm like teleporting over here.
Always putting on a show.
It actually saved the group.
D&D is about your friends.
It's people helping each other through story.
And now we have a chance to do that for real with Red Nose Day.
Join us and let's save the day.
Oh my God.
So cool.
Isn't that great? I love all the people in there, including Thomas Middleditch's Do You Want to Play Some Dungeons and Dragons?
And yes, I do.
I absolutely
So
do
let's
want to play.
do this.
That's right.
So Greg, you made it happen. I gotta say.
did. It was a
It's
group
happening.
effort. There was so many moving parts assembling this group of people playing Dungeons and Dragons together. It's been a work.
I almost feel like people were starting to feel like it wasn't going to happen and they were getting a little sad, but
Yeah,
it is. It is
happening.
And
June 18th is when it'll all start. 10 a.m. Pacific time. We'll unveil some amazing fun stuff right off the bat. But then at 12 noon on Thursday, June 18th, that's when you'll find out all about the new adventure coming from Dungeons and Dragons this year, as well as tons of really interesting, fun ways to engage with that storyline, as well as the brand as a whole. We've got tons of things in store for you. It's all going to be hosted by Anna Prosser, which is awesome. She's coming back from all the D&D lives in the past to guide us through this virtual online celebration of Dungeons and Dragons for D&D Live 2020 Roll with Advantage.
yes.
And then we have tons of ways for some of the biggest names that we've ever been able to get playing Dungeons and Dragons together, rolling dice and improvising here and from the beauty of their homes, right? From their webcams, and being able to play together and improvise is going to be super fun. So we've got David Harbour, Karen Gillan from Guardians of the Galaxy, as well as Doctor Who, tons of other fun stuff. Brandon Routh. Who else do we got? Who are you excited about, Shelly, from that list?
Oh, well, I'm always excited to see Deborah Ann Wall be a dungeon master because I think that she is amazing. But I love Martin Starr and Brett Gelman, and so I'm just excited to see them play.
That's right.
I also think it's going to be really, really fun for Jeremy to be the dungeon master for some WWE superstars.
That's right. I can't wait for that. One of my favorite quotes from our announcement text is that the Beefcake Destroyer, Jeremy Crawford, will in fact be able to have some fun with that crew, with Ember Moon, or WWE superstars Ember Moon, Xavier Woods, as well as three of the other fun folks who play along with them on the Up Up Down show. That is going to be just really, really a good time.
And we definitely need someone to illustrate Jeremy as the Beefcake Destroyer. I need to see this.
We're calling you out to make that happen. Those of you in the community,
please.
It's going to be fun. So on top of all this, we have someone who is going to be joining us who has been presiding over Dungeons and Dragons for many, many years and has been pushing for us to do something along these lines for a long time. Let's welcome VP head of D&D franchise, Nathan Stewart, onto this call. Hi,
We're really
Nathan.
going with my official title, huh? You're going all proper
It's a
on
long
me.
title.
First time ever.
It's true. Well, I mean, I think VP is just, it means you're big time.
Did I tell you about when I came home? So I got promoted maybe a year ago or maybe a little longer, and I came home and I told my daughter, and she goes, "You're the vice president now. How was it?" And I'm like,
Oh,
I don't think it's like that, honey. I don't think you understand how work promotions work. But thank you for the excitement. I love it.
that's so cute.
Yes, I do have the pleasure. Do you know that I just clicked over? I just celebrated my 8th anniversary at Wizards and working
8
on
years.
8
Yeah.
years, really?
Yeah. So this is officially the longest job I've ever, or the longest company I've ever worked for continuously.
Oh my God.
12 more years and you'll be there as long as Shelly has.
Never
I
happened.
will catch up. Yeah, no,
You'll
it's a tough staff, right? I mean, we got a lot of long timers. We got, Chris and Shelly and Liz and Shauna, I think are all over the 20-year mark. I think Jeremy and Mike and a lot of that crew are in the like 14, 15, 16 mark. There's just, how long's Bart been?
I think he's
So
like 15 or 16.
Yeah.
Why would we
So-
leave though? I mean, we get to do cool stuff like D&D Live.
That's
We
right.
get to do D&D Live, and I'm so proud of what you guys have pulled together this year, because as a lot of people, may or may not know, we pivoted, right? I mean, we were all set to do this live down in Southern California, and we were like, well, is this going to last? Can we do a live event? What would
We
it
were
be
so
like?
naive.
And then all of a sudden, you guys made the call early and pivoted to say, hey, let's do this online. And and we said, well, let's see if we can get some new people playing, some different people haven't. Let's see if we've got a great partnership with the Red Nose Day, so they can bring in some cause marketing. We've got some people who are spending a lot of their time building Lego models. Have you seen Brian Posehne's Lego collection right now?
No.
Yeah,
No.
he told me, I follow him on Instagram, and he was posting some pretty big Lego builds. And he told me, he goes, yeah, I've been buying these for a while, but I've been touring so much that I'm like, one day I'll get to them. And then lo and behold, it's a shelter in place. And he like knocked out like 5 or 6, like we're talking like 1,000, 2,000 piece Lego sets, So
Well, like look at mine.
It's
I'm
it's
building
just
a
like that.
house. This
You're
is a
just
very
solid.
mid-century modern house that I'm building.
it's
Very
beautiful.
mid-century. Yes, that's it.
It is.
Well, that's
Sandra and
exciting.
Harper did the Friends set. I got them that early in the shelter in place. So yeah, so we had to explain to Harper what a coffee shop was and why people would sit in a room together talking.
What a coffee shop was.
Now they have online coffee shops, and that they'll be playing Dungeons and Dragons of those with Brian Posehne teaming up with Thomas Middleditch, as well as Kevin Sussman playing together. We're going to be adding a lot of awesome names to that group too. But I can't wait to see the shenanigans that they get up to.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I feel sorry for whoever's dungeon mastering that.
Me too.
You're like,
Maybe.
not it.
We need some volunteers of people who can guide that ship. We'll see.
Yeah.
But
That's gonna be fun.
it's going to be super fun. And, as you're saying, Red Nose Day is a big part of bringing everybody together for a great cause for this D&D Live. There's lots of ways you can do it. Some of us wearing our t-shirts that you can buy right now. Check them out.
A little shout out to Emmy for the snowy owlbear.
Yes.
So cute. I love it.
It looks so
My
good.
daughter made me order her one, so I've ordered a youth medium for Harper.
Yes. Right.
Yep.
And it's not just t-shirts. You can get all types of different apparel with this graphic on it. And all the proceeds to that will benefit Red Nose Day, which is, a wonderful, great cause. And for this, they are donating everything to help children that have been affected by all the current events of what's happening now. So that's
Yeah,
really
Red Nose
exciting.
Day is great for helping kids in tough situations in general. And then I think that, during this, it's hard for everyone. I mean, it's hard for my kid and Shelly's kid. And, we're gainfully employed and, living in a relatively unaffected area. Yeah, but if you've got, already challenges, getting education and food and stuff like that, then COVID is not your friend at all. So I love what they're doing. That's a great charity in general.
Yeah, and that's in the spirit of what D&D Live has always been about, which is getting people together to celebrate community and make things happen. And so we really were excited to partner with them to draw more eyeballs to what we think is a great pastime, during this time when people are social distancing.
Eyeballs.
Playing
Was that a
D&D
hint?
together.
Is this next one going to have the Xanathar? Was that eyeballs? Did he say eyeballs like strange? Yeah.
I was. It's code.
Yeah.
For
Yeah.
sure.
I'm always curious to see, right? Like, are there any Easter eggs in what you say or any in the backgrounds that people have? Like, it kind of makes you wonder, like, who's going to be in the new story?
Is Spelljammer confirmed or not? We don't know.
Obviously.
Oh, that's awesome. But there are going to be lots of ways to play during D&D Live 2020 Roll with Advantage. You'll be able to roll with advantage with an adventure that you can download right now. It is called Return to the Glory. It is written by some amazing folks from the D&D Adventurers League. And all the proceeds from that adventure also benefit Red Nose Day. And that's, like I said, available right now.
Greg, what if people just wanted to donate? Do you have a click button just to donate on top of it? Could it be like you buy the adventure, but then you round up the extra $20 or $30 to just donate?
There is a Tiltify campaign that is open and accepting donations for people just wanting to help Red Nose Day for all of this, for sure.
Nice. And then you control the marketing budget for Wizards, so you're going to write them a check too, right?
At least,
At least.
A huge amount is being donated by Wizards and Hasbro, which we're super excited about. Yes.
Good. Well, I'm excited about the charity angle of it, and I think that it's great. And obviously, I know that lots of our fans and lots of our watchers are already affected, and and they're struggling a little bit too. And so sometimes just putting the word out and sharing on the socials is a great way to help benefit people too if you can't afford the financial thing, because a lot of people have already been donating in their local communities and charities. And so like in Extra Life, when we do it, I think that if you have the means, it's great to to donate to a great cause. But if you're unable to, then it's just great to promote the cause so that we get more eyeballs on it, so that some other people do. And we've had a couple of people on Extra Life that have come in and donated tens of thousands of dollars to Extra Life, and I think that they didn't know we were doing it the first year, and then all of a sudden just the word spread, and they're like, oh yeah, I've got money that my company matches, here you go.
Absolutely.
Super cool. I'm looking at the apparel page now to buy all these awesome things, all these awesome apparel items, and it actually shows you who some of the supporters are who have already purchased, and that's a lot of names that I recognize from our D&D community because they're the best. They immediately answer the call. So thank you to everyone who has already donated.
Absolutely. And then, we are going to be debuting some 4 D&D Adventurers League adventures. They're going to be hour long, and then you'll be able to sign up and play those during D&D Live, or starting when D&D Live begins on June 18th. And so, that's another way for people that can get together. They'll be able to watch all of our announcements and all of our news about products while being able to experience previews of them, both in watching some of the amazing actors and comedians play, but then experiencing it themselves. And that's really exciting. So it's a small donation for that. Goes towards Red Nose Day to help sign up for games. But I'm also excited about some even more fun stuff that we'll be announcing, including a game that we're calling Reality RP, which I think, Shelly, you might be really excited about.
You know it. Sounds right up my alley.
It's a mashup.
It says reality right in the name. She's in.
Yeah, exactly. It's real.
Say no more.
What happens when NPCs get together and start acting real?
Start getting real.
The real NPCs of Waterdeep.
That's it. It's happening. So we'll be announcing even more exciting things about that in the weeks leading up to June 18th. And you'll see some familiar faces from D&D Live's pasts participating in that. And it should be a grand old time.
Yeah, it's sad that we're not able to get together. I mean, I've seen a lot of pictures, because it was about a year ago that we did D&D Live in LA, and so that's coming up in my feeds. Remember this day, and a great picture of me and Hydro in front of the ball symbol and everything. So it's kind of sad that we're not getting together, but I am really, really, really excited about what we are able to do in the virtual setting. So that's awesome. So
yes,
we're improvising, right? The party has a challenge, and we're stepping up to it.
Absolutely.
Exactly. I remember the first D&D Live, and I didn't get to go. And I remember the FOMO that I experienced, and it was real sad. And now this event, anyone can go. So
I blame Tito that you didn't get to go to that one.
It's true.
Yeah,
it is
my
all my fault.
invitation must have gotten lost.
The cocktails alone from that event were
And
were
all the
reason to
reality
go.
TV stars that were there.
Exactly. But Nathan, you've been improvising and coming up with new plans about assembling a party together for the D&D team.
Gosh, I hope it doesn't feel like improvising. It's meant to feel thoughtful and strategic.
I mean, meticulously planning your maps and
planning. Yeah, like a dungeon master. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I think that for a lot of folks, you know, haven't been kind of in the day-to-day stuff as much lately because we've been planning and growing, and I've been having to wear my executive level hat and do some stuff because the D&D brand and products and community keeps growing so huge. I mean, last year again was the best year in D&D's history. We keep, you know, one-upping ourselves because we keep putting out, you know, fun new products. We keep telling great stories. Our community's growing. Our community's so fun, and weaving these together. So yeah, we've had to make some changes, but they've all been really good changes, and we've been adding people to the team to help do that. So I think that a lot of people saw what we did at Luca last year. And UK Games Expo. So we're trying to make sure that we're creating new things for more international folks. But just in general, we want to make more new fun D&D stuff. So it means we got to grow and add the team. So I've been kind of stepping out of some of my day-to-day roles, and we've added Ray Wininger to the team. And I think that a lot of people who do the Dragon Plus read his letter to the editor last time, but we've never really officially introduced him, right, to the team.
Yeah.
So we're going to do.
Now is the time.
I would say that today, let's do it, right? Let's announce Ray Wininger.
Let's do it. Let's bring Ray into this call. Hey, Ray. Are you there? Caller, are you there?
Caller?
Hey, caller, are you on the line?
Ray, don't look behind you.
Yes, let me officially welcome. Actually, I guess we've already welcomed Ray to the team, but let me officially unveil him to the public, which is Ray Wininger has joined the D&D family as the executive producer of a kind of a newly crafted. We've redesigned the org and how we changed it. So we have a TRPG studio, the D&D studio, which is now led by Ray Wininger. And a lot of people will say, you know, like, who is that guy? You can't get an outsider into this, you know, close-knit group. No, he is no outsider to D&D. He has been working on D&D longer than I've been playing. You know, and he has written things back in the old school days. Don't even, you know, when you say what letter module you worked on, like, you know, you're OG, right?
What letter module did you work on, Ray?
My very first was Dungeon Module I-13, which had the not terribly exciting title, Adventure Pack 1.
That means your Adventure Pack number 1.
You're number 1.
I don't know if there was an Adventure Pack number 2 ever. But,
who could follow that, Ray?
Yeah.
I don't want to speak ill of TSR, but I will tell you that we're not terribly creative with naming. We have the handbook, we have the starter set, we have Adventure Module 1.
It's very literal. It just tells you
it's great.
exactly.
I mean, straight to the point. What's this all about? Yeah, and so Ray is, you know, he's been on the brand, you know, a contributor in the old days. I'm pretty sure you contributed on adventures like Storm King's Thunder and other ones in current 5e time. You know, and then in the middle there, he's had 1 or 2 careers working on technology and making virtual headsets and crazy things, and working on secret projects at Amazon that he still cannot tell me about.
Ooh.
And you have something to do with like a roller coaster or amusement parks or something in Vegas.
Yes, that's true. That's true. I worked on a little theme park experience in Vegas. Yeah.
Wait, that was the Star Trek one, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Ooh, cool.
Yeah.
A little bit of everything.
Well, welcome, Ray. Like, what? Yeah, go. Like, talk about what your new role is going to be, or what, rather than Nathan telling you what it is.
I could not be more excited to be stepping in and and taking over responsibility for D&D and the game, the D&D game products. You know, as we've been saying, I've been working on D&D on and off for 30 years, and you know, not only is the business and sort of the game in the best place it's been in all that time, but the team we have is amazing. You know, I mean, I was fortunate enough that I got to work with a bunch of legends over the years on D&D, and I get to work with legends again today. You know, the team is really up there with the best teams that have ever handled D&D. It's really great. So, you know, I get to geek out about D&D all day with people like, you know, Jeremy Crawford, Chris Perkins, Mike Merles is back full time on the RPG again. He was splitting time a little bit, working on some computer game stuff for us, but he's back. Our fantastic design staff, with Wes and Dan and Ben and Ari and Adam. The art team we have is absolutely incredible, just been crushing it. D&D has a long history of delivering really, really fantastic art and fantastic visuals. Big shoes to fill, over the years. And, again, this team here working on 5e, just the best stuff ever. That team's led by Richard Witters, but Kate Irwin, Emmy Tangi, Trish Yoakum, Sean Wood, our concept artist. And then, of course, our super talented producers, marketers, business people, and all that. But it's really, really an incredible crew. And I couldn't be happier. I'm not kidding you that, if I had to have filled out, if I had to do one of those little, book reports when I was 11 years old of like, what do you want to be when you grow up? This is literally what I would have talked about. Like
I want to be on a live stream with Shelly and Greg and
exactly. I want to be sheltering in place on a live stream.
You want to be helping announce D&D Live 2020 Roll with Advantage as part of all this. So yeah,
yes.
Are you excited about what we got put together for this event?
I am incredibly excited about it, and so many interesting celebrities and people who've done all kinds of cool things coming in to play D&D for a good cause. I think it's first of all, congratulations yourself and all the people who put this together. But I also think again, it's a real testament to just how popular and just what kind of footing the game is on these days, that all of these folks just Dungeons and Dragons, I'm there, I can't wait to play.
Right. Yeah, I know, right? We got I didn't realize this before we started, but I got this little Superman thing here with Brandon Routh playing. That makes me really excited.
Yes.
I'll just pretend I
You're cosplaying.
I'm cosplaying, that's right. Exactly. But yeah, you give awesome shout outs to the team making all of the artwork and visuals. And, you're wearing the Emmy Tanji design of the Red Nose Day t-shirt right now, which always brings me so much joy.
So cute.
So cute.
Yeah. He has
Albers. Who doesn't love him?
Exactly.
Ray, can I share one story that that I loved in terms of, Ray has done a lot of things and, reinvents himself from time to time. And I think one of the things that we did that specifically, I kind of credit Chris Lindsay, Jeremy Crawford, Kate Welch for really fueling the fire on, was the outreach and the podcasting and stuff you guys did with the Lake Washington Middle School for Girls. And so Ray saw that, and I think it just kind of really tugged at some of his old past heartstrings, just seeing, how open and welcoming and inclusive, and how we're trying to really broaden the reach on the brand and the things that are really important to us on the pillars of it. So that really spoke to him. So I think in the interview when I was talking to him, I really wanted to make sure that obviously anyone we bring on the team shares our vision and values and wants to do stuff. And so it was funny that was one of the things that he was just like, oh my gosh, I saw that article. I'm just like, what am I not doing on that team?
Yes, that is literally what brought me back to Wizards of the Coast. Is I saw that article, and and I was all teary-eyed reading that article. Just found it so great that D&D has meant so much to me for so long, and like many of us,
one of the girls that play D&D.
There you go. I know, Fiona, you just sent Quinn a Facebook message. I just got that.
It's true though. I mean, it is that type of heartwarming thing that as soon as you see people starting to engage with the brand at this age, at younger ages, it's heartwarming, and I think that's a really great testament to the work we've been doing and what we can expand in going forward, right? And Ray, you've got a lot of ideas on that front.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And the thing that most impressed me about that was, back when I started with Dungeons and Dragons and, all those years ago, and it was still kind of the niche-y thing, the audience was not exactly the most diverse audience in the world, right? It was, there was a particular type of person who played D&D, and to see that over the years, that's just opened up and it's become this experience that anybody can really get into. It just, as I said, it just warms my heart, and I decided I need to be a part of that again.
See,
I love
that's
it.
what he told me in the interview. I'm like, you're hired. Absolutely. Come on.
Well, your work here is done, Nathan. Thank you so much for bringing in Ray, we know that he's been having a great time integrating with all of the team, and so it might be a good idea to say goodbye to you, Nathan, and bring in Jeremy and Chris Perkins, Jeremy Crawford and Chris Perkins, to talk about what they're doing and how they're excited about D&D Live. Does that make sense, Nathan?
All right. Bye, Fiona. Miss you, sweetie.
Nathan says bye. Bye. See you later, Nathan. Thank you.
Bye,
Bye,
Nathan.
everyone. Thanks for having me.
Bye, Nathan.
Pleasure.
All right. So we got Milo and Jeremy Crawford here to talk to you.
I gotta say, I have been so distracted because we can see, even though they weren't on the live stream, we could see Perkins and Milo, and I'm just watching Milo like go into like this state of zen. I don't know what we're doing to him, but he's like, oh, this is amazing.
Getting all of the pets and the scritches.
Oh,
that's awesome.
Everybody should be Milo.
I feel like I should have our cat Chesh in my lap right now.
Yes. Yeah.
Everybody have a different part of the family come in and distract everyone from
yes.
D&D.
Jeremy, you should have your cat on your lap as your dungeon master. Just
ooh.
So
pet him sort of
he loves cuddling, but he hates being picked up. So the challenge is getting him into my lap when I'm at my desk. Whereas if I sit on the sofa, he'll come into my lap immediately.
Yeah.
Beware if you try to pick him up.
Well, I can't blame him. I mean, I feel like if these large creatures just walked around just picking you up all the time, like that would bother me.
Well, he also is amazing in that he will go from absolutely adoring us 1 minute to the next minute thinking we're axe murderers. Like he'll be cuddling. I'll stand up and then he like darts for his life, like I'm about to murder him, and I'm just like, what happened?
That's not unlike dungeon masters. One time, they're your best friends in the world, and sometimes they're trying to kill you.
That's right.
So Jeremy, you got to be excited about dungeon mastering for a group of WWE superstars.
Oh, I can't wait. It is going to be a wonderfully absurd adventure. I've had the pleasure of DMing for Xavier Woods several times. I've gotten to play with Ember Moon, so this is a wonderful chance to be able to DM for both of them along with the rest of the group and have, I'm hoping, some wonderfully over-the-top shenanigans.
You will. People always are surprised when I tell them like these WWE superstars play D&D, and then I say, but think about it, they're naturals. Like they basically are like D&D characters. They have these amazing backstories. They love telling tales. They love entertainment. It is the most perfect fit.
Yeah. And I'll be tempted to have a folding chair here next to me while I DM.
Better. And I told you can borrow Quinn's WWE belt. You can wear that.
Perfect.
What about a singlet? Can you wear one of those?
I used to be able to pull that kind of thing off, but no longer.
And then quarantine happened.
Right.
Only if the camera is capturing just from here up.
Awesome.
Once
Ray,
again,
I think
we
we're
are
going to
going
work
to
on
need
some products that'll incorporate all of this going forward. I think it'll be fun. Belts.
Taking notes as we speak. Lots of ideas.
And Chris, I think you're muted, by the way, but we are excited about all of the games that you'll be running with some folks who
you're so lucky.
have played some D&D in the past.
So am I. I've never run a game before. I've never DM'd before, but Milo's teaching me everything he knows. I have a month to figure this out, and we'll see what happens. No, obviously,
I'm sure Milo is an excellent teacher.
Yes.
Chris, what you've really just revealed to the world is all this time you've been Milo's ventriloquist dummy.
Exactly. Yes. I of course have done a number of D&D lives now, but this is going to be a completely new experience for me, running D&D out of the comfort of my own basement bunker.
That's right.
Oh, nice.
Yes. And this year, I swear I am going to win the nicest DM trophy.
Aw, we got to get that trophy together too. We'll put it next to the champion's belt that we're making.
More importantly, will you be able to manufacture another power outage at a pivotal moment in the game, like you did last year at D&D Live?
That was super fun. That was super fun. I have the power.
Wow. All right. So yeah, you'll be playing. I mean, we played with Felicia Day before, but you'll be playing with her, Brett Gelman, Martin Starr, as well as someone I'm really excited about, and I'm gonna not pronounce her name quite right, but Maitreya Ramakrishnan, the star of one of my favorite new Netflix shows, Never Have I Ever.
So good. Yeah. And she's amazing.
So some of my players haven't played 5th edition before, so this is gonna be a nice combination of, you know, veterans and new folks all having fun together. I think the adventure that I've got planned will cater to everyone involved. It'll be fun for first timers, but also, you know, the more seasoned players will have a good time. So I'm really looking forward to it. Milo helped me devise a couple of the encounters. They're pretty insidious, but
nice.
Yeah.
Can't wait. So for both of you, if you guys are dungeon mastering from home, does that change anything for you? Any of your tactics, any of like how you run games if you can't be face to face?
The one thing I miss is being able to see everyone's body language at the table, but it's still a delight. You know, I've been DMing here at home during the quarantine. You know, the magic of D&D thankfully translates you know, over long distance, and when I'm DMing here at home, I have all my books right behind me, so I can just grab whatever I need on the spur of the moment as we improvise.
It's true.
I definitely did not design my game area for that. I need like go gadget arms to be able to.
Yeah, I'll have to rearrange things here to make everything that I need within easy reach.
Or you could just put some really intimidating things behind you, just like have nothing to do with the game at all, but
I don't
just set the tone. And there goes the nicest DM trophy.
Yeah, you already lost it.
I forgot.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I'm as far as DMing from home, the only thing I worry about is like the lawnmower man going past while I'm playing.
Oh yeah. I just had to shut my window.
I also miss the wonderful thing about taking a player away from the table to talk to them in secret and leaving the other players wonder what we're talking about.
Maybe you can send them to Ray. Like that'll be a nice fun thing and be like, all right, you're going to leave this call and you're going to go talk to Ray somewhere else, and Ray's going to get the nicest DM award then. All of a sudden.
One of the fun ideas I've been playing with is this idea that all the players' characters have a secret at the start of the game that they haven't told the other party members, and using those secrets as a way to kind of I don't want to say sabotage party unity, but test party unity. So that's an idea I'm playing with.
That should be super fun.
So you're going to brand new players and then teach them how to tear each other apart.
Teach them really what D&D is all about.
Exactly.
And then we will give them all a copy of Betrayal at House on the Hill and send them on their way.
But not diplomacy. Never that.
Never.
Yeah. Of course, it's all to prove that, you know, party unity is the way to go. And, you know, when the party stays together and overcomes their disagreements or what have you, unites against a common foe instead of tearing each other apart, that's where the winning comes in.
So good life lessons.
Yeah. I mean, and that's what's been really interesting about this time. Everybody has been coming together and trying to make things. And Ray, you did a lot of great stuff with the work at home, play at home type of things to try to get more people doing this. And because it is the real tenet of Dungeons and Dragons is cooperation towards a common goal. And that's something that I think is really needed. Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome. Well, I'm excited about what D&D Live is going to mean to so many folks. Hopefully it's something that people can look forward to. Mark their calendars for June 18th, 10 a.m. Pacific time. We will have wonderful Dungeons and Dragons announcements and news. So many things that I'm excited and like bristling to want to tell you about right now. And I won't, but
good.
but I really want to.
Don't do
Turn
it.
the camera off.
But then it's all, like I said, for a good cause, as well as the chance for those of you at home to play along together in support of all these goals. And so I'm really excited about it. And thank you, all of you, for your work on helping making this a good event in less than 30 days from now.
It's going to be so fun.
Well, and likewise, Greg, thank you again for everything you did to put this together. Greg, Shelly, everybody, this is going to be super, super fun. Can't wait for this.
Awesome. And I can't wait for
for
where the D&D team is going to go
Nice.
under your leadership too, Ray. I'm very excited about that.
We've got
Yes, I'm
plans.
very excited.
We've got
Excellent. Well, we're going to take a short break right now. Say goodbye to these folks. We'll probably, hopefully, still have a camera on Milo so that people can be watching that.
We need a Milo cam.
We do need a Milo cam.
You can raise money for Red Nose Day if people could just subscribe to the Milo cam. I would. I'd watch them all day.
I would totally do that.
Little face.
So we're going to take a short break right now. We're going to play the trailer again and bring on Liz Shue, as well as talk to Brandy Camel, D&D community manager, in the rest of this section. So thank you, Chris, Jeremy, and Ray. You guys are awesome. We'll be back in just a couple minutes with me and Shelly talking to Liz Shue.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Would you like to play some Dungeons and Dragons?
One of our characters got grabbed and swallowed.
Okay, now I'm like teleporting over here.
Always putting on a show.
It actually saved the group.
D&D is about your friends.
It's people helping each other through story.
And now we have a chance to do that for real with Red Nose Day.
Join us and let's save the day.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to our special episode of Dragon Talk. I don't think I ever introduced myself when we started this, but
No,
we'll
you sure
figure it out.
didn't.
You guys know. But we have Liz Shue here joining us. We'd love to introduce her. Hi, Liz.
Hi, Liz.
How you guys doing? It's so good to see you.
It's good to see you too, but be careful. There's a large bus behind you.
I miss seeing everybody. This isolation thing, it's getting kind of old.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we are excited to see a big bus. I didn't realize that was a bus. Is that the D&D bus that we were talking about on Dragon Talk?
That is the D&D bus from PAX West. What year was it?
Oh, God. Maybe 2009, 2010.
Oh, yeah. The Wayback Machine, but it was so cool. and Shelly was key to getting this bus wrapped with D&D graphics for us.
Man, that was, and that yes, and that bus we found out was previously it was what was Oliver North's tour bus.
For Oliver North's book tour. Yeah.
That's right.
Oh gosh.
And it went from Oliver North to Dungeons and Dragons. And who knows where it went after that.
Who knows?
I feel like that bus, if it could
peaked-
talk,
it
it would
peaked with
say, I am
D&D.
done now.
Yeah.
I have accomplished everything.
So many secrets.
So we were talking about how there's been so many people on the D&D team that have been working for decades, and you're definitely on that list, Liz.
Yeah, I started working on Dungeons and Dragons in 2000, right around the launch of 3rd edition. So gotten to see a whole lot of great things over the years, and lots of fantastic products, and it's just been an amazing ride.
Yeah.
On the bus.
On the bus.
On
Join the
D&D
D&D
bus.
bus.
Get on the bus.
I know we've talked about this before probably, but Liz was actually who hired me.
Yes, I had the pleasure of interviewing Shelly, and have had the pleasure of managing her on and off over the years, which has been fantastic. And now Shelly is off to a new position, and still on D&D, of course.
Yep.
But yeah, it's been great working with Shelly for 20 years, 20 plus years, 21.
Liz handed me my 20-year congratulatory dragon trophy that for it's a trophy, like a trophy.
A lot of trophy talk on this.
and we were like, we had this moment where we were like, who would have thought like 20 years ago you would be handing me this trophy? Like, we're still here and we're still working together.
I guess it was meant to be.
It was meant to be.
It was prophesied in the stars.
It was.
I love that. And I love that, now, Liz, you'll be working hand in hand with Ray Winninger on creating all types of really fun, expanding products for Dungeons & Dragons, right?
I'm super excited about the new team that Ray has forged, new only in name, because as he mentioned, lots and lots of people who've been working on D&D for a long time, continuing to work on it. And so we're forging the future, and it's going to be great.
If only the Seattle could forge the West Seattle Bridge a little bit and get that, so we could
Yes.
drive a bus
We
over
could
it.
form a studio that could fix that.
Increasing our isolation as we're cut off from the rest of the city. But that's what Zoom calls are good for.
It's true.
I think some people are actually kind of loving it. Like they're like, good. Nobody can come to West Seattle now.
Yeah, makes things a little quieter. Makes
Yeah.
our little part of the city a little more special.
A little more elitist.
They can visit at least through, as you said, video conferencing and maybe even some D&D campaigns together.
Why
Definitely.
Just like what's going to be happening for June 18th on D&D Live. We're very excited about hosting that. As you guys know, that's what we're talking about a lot here, as well as all of the fun stuff going on. And so I'm hoping that, while we're feeling like we can't get together, we can still at least feel like we're all on the same bus towards whatever the new adventure is going to be here for Dungeons & Dragons.
Yeah, it's so exciting every year when we get to announce the new story for the year, and we get to get together with our fans and just sort of share our love of D&D and share the excitement around the globe. And even though we're not getting together physically this year, I think the virtual D&D Live that we have planned is going to be just as exciting. And we've got so many great people who are playing, and we're giving our fans a chance to play and just get together and have a great virtual D&D weekend.
What better way to bring people together?
Yeah. D&D, it's one of the ways I think a lot of people are helping to get through this very strange time that we're in right now.
Definitely.
I like that we're rolling with advantage and actually getting 220s. That never happens when I roll.
I love it. That is a good omen for rolling with advantage. 2020, baby.
That's right.
Yes.
That's right. Turning it around for sure. But one of the things that I think we rolled with advantage on was hiring someone new for the Dungeons and Dragons team.
Tito, your segues are on point today. They are so good.
That's what comes with a high persuasion score. But I would love, I mean, we talked to Brandy Camel, the new community manager on Dragon Talk last week, but I'd love to invite her here and talk about all the fun stuff that she'll be doing leading up to D&D Live. Hi, Brandy.
Yeah. Welcome,
guys.
Hi, Brandy.
Hey, how are you all doing?
Good. It's so good to have you on
Good.
the team, even though we haven't actually had a chance to
I know.
work with you personally and physically yet. But luckily, I think we've been in the same airspace in the past because you've attended several D&D lives in the past. Isn't that right?
Yeah. I attended the last two and entirely as a fan. It was something that me and my now husband, I need to get out of the habit of saying fiance, my now husband are super into. We love going to those kinds of events and watching live play shows and things like that. So it was a really great experience.
Yeah. So speaking of your new husband,
Right. You had a very interesting live stream moment.
Yeah, I was able to attend my first Twitch wedding last week. It was great.
I also attended my first Twitch wedding last week. Yeah, that was definitely an interesting experience. Certainly not what we had planned, but it was such a great way to bring all of our friends and family across the world, really. You know, most of his family is here local in Southern California, where I'm still at. And most of my family is spread across the country, you know, military lifestyle. They're kind of a little bit all over the place. And then my dad actually lives overseas in New Zealand. So this was a great way to bring everybody together in one place and honestly actually be able to talk to everybody. So it was really cool to do.
Yeah, it was awesome. And I would have to say that you more than attended your first Twitch wedding. You starred.
You starred in it.
Twitch wedding.
And you
but it was
so well too. I mean, a lot of people I think would not have.
So much fun to see your vows and to hear how you met, and really it felt like a very intimate event, even though we were all far apart.
Yeah, I mean, for us on our end, it was an intimate event. You know, it was us and the people that we've been social distanced with during the shutdown time. So there were all of 5 of us in the room total, handling, you know, the tech side of things and making sure things went smoothly. And then our roommate was our officiant, which just happened to work out great.
Yeah.
We're calling your wedding, I think, the prototype for D&D Live 2020 Roll with Advantage. I didn't realize it before we started this call, but like it is definitely feel like, we bring people in from all over the world, and, you know, for a great cause, and you marry them.
Talk about Dungeons and Dragons.
We're now married to Dungeons and Dragons.
So is that part of our quota now? We have to have at least one marriage during D&D Live now.
You know what? I wouldn't. I could see that happening, actually.
I could see that.
I could definitely see some proposals for sure, but maybe one day we'll actually have a wedding.
That would be fun. That's a nice main stage event.
Aspirations, I think, right here.
Aww.
Yeah. Shelly, you've always wanted to have a wedding be a big part of a D&D thing from Zugmoy's wedding.
Yep. I really latched onto that in the that whole storyline. Like, wait, all this other stuff. Yeah. But Zoe's getting married? Let's focus on that.
The demon queen of fungi?
Yeah.
So Brandy, you mentioned that you've been to the last 2 D&D lives. Now, of course, you're an integral part of D&D Live 2020. But you've been playing D&D for a long time, haven't you? You've got some a long background with the game.
Definitely. I mean, you know, I probably didn't really start with, you know, pen and paper until I was in high school, as many of us do. But prior to that, I had always just kind of been exposed to D&D as you know, as a franchise, as something available in the world, because my dad was super into the video games, into the original TSR games and things like Eye of the Beholder and Pulse of Radiance. And as early as I think maybe 3 or 4 years old, he'd sit me in his lap, and that was part of like how I practiced reading, was reading the combat logs and, you know, learning what melee was and having a very strange vocabulary for a toddler. So
it's an excellent way to build your vocabulary.
Yeah.
It is. My girls know words like, you know, eponymous and
sarcophagus.
Sarcophagi.
It was just always very prevalent in our household. You know, my dad is very big into high fantasy and everything, and he got me into a variety of different books. And you know, I had friends that gave me the Dritz series very early on, and just there was always just kind of a constant exposure to it. And later on, I was very involved in the RPGA and things like Living Greyhawk and Living Forgotten Realms and things of that nature. So if you visited Gen Con, I think between 2006 and 2008 and played Living Greyhawk games, there's a good chance I was your dungeon master at some point in time or another. So.
Oh, that's so cool.
So you'll be able to bring a lot of that expertise to, working as the community manager and dealing with the D&D Adventurers League and bringing that to the forefront like we are here with D&D Live 2020.
Yeah, and I'm really looking forward to some of the other projects that I have in the works. Some of them I can't talk about yet, but I've got a lot to work on, and that will be available to bring more people together in kind of a condensed place where people can exchange ideas and things like that. And it's coming. We'll have some news on that soon. So
there's kind of a theme here. Ray mentioned earlier that his 11-year-old self would have been very excited to look into the future and see what he would be doing in 2020. And sounds like your younger self would also have been thrilled to know that in 2020 you'd be part of the D&D crew and helping us really engage with our community and have a lot of fun doing it.
Man, I can't imagine what it would be like talking to my past self and saying, hey, all that stuff that you do, just hanging out and playing games and getting people together to play games. Yeah, that can be a job. You can get paid to do that. So it's really just a dream come true. I love getting people together to enjoy cool things. And I mean, that's really at the heart of what being a community manager is. So
yeah, and what better time to do it than D&D Live 2020?
Definitely. I'm so happy that I got in here just in time to help out with this. This is a really exciting, awesome event.
Yeah,
it's certainly, I think everybody bringing together is a theme here, but there's got to be some challenges too. But I think we are doing a lot to try to make it feel like there is just a D&D table around the corner from you, or just perhaps through your screen that you can enter and start playing. And so I can't wait for people to start signing up for games and playing through the D&D Adventures League stuff, as well as supporting Red Nose Day through getting some awesome t-shirts, as well as everybody's
t-shirts.
Yay, snowy owlbears.
Yeah, the amazing Emmy Tangi, who Ray mentioned earlier. If you've ever held one of our books in your hands, you've held Emmy's work in your hands, and now you have the opportunity to wear her awesome Snowy Owl Bear t-shirt. So order those t-shirts, help kids, and have fun doing it.
Yeah, and honestly, it's actually super comfortable. It's like, I don't wear normal t-shirts very often, but I'm really enjoying this one.
It's a nice soft t-shirt.
Nice. Well, we'll be rolling out a whole bunch of fun stuff in the weeks to come, getting everybody excited about June 18th. But Brandy, do you want to talk anything about the way we're going to be doing that, as well as maybe reality RP a little bit and how that might be?
Yeah. Talk about that.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, I'm happy to talk about reality RP. So this is a really cool project. I've never really done anything quite like this, and I'm excited to push it through and get people engaged in it. But it is basically a program where we have pulled some of the most familiar faces that you guys know from the community to be cast as characters who will be interacting with one another. And it's in a very reality TV show kind of format. But the long and short of it is that, there's somebody that you're going to want to throw your support behind, but somebody else there might not have the best of intentions for everything else that's going on. We'll have more information on this as we get further along, but definitely stay tuned to our social platforms, especially Instagram, and check it out. It should be a really fun and engaging experience. And there's a mystery to solve, and I'm looking forward to seeing if the community can figure it out.
Oh, yes.
Sounds intriguing.
We are getting
wait to hear
closer to my dream D&D and reality TV.
Right? It's just like the Bachelor in Paradise. That's basically what it's going to be like.
Just like that.
Yes.
1-to-1.
I think that's what you used as your inspiration for this.
That's true. I watch that show incessantly. Reruns. I've got a wiki that I've been keeping updated on all of the.
Oh boy, Shelly has gotten to you, hasn't it?
Knew it would happen.
But that's the kind of devotion I think that's going to be really interesting, playing through, as Brandy said, people from the community playing as characters. You always kind of think that people on reality TV are not necessarily being real. They are playing a little bit like a version of themselves. And so we just took that to the next level. And I think it's going to be super fun to bring in some of that storytelling stuff that D&D has in its DNA to that type of game format.
Yeah, I'm really interested in watching people's reactions to it, how they engage with it. And it is a bit of an experiment, and hopefully one that we can continue doing if everybody really enjoys it. So make sure you let us know if you do, and how we can make it better in the future too.
Tell Brandy.
Tell me. That's what I'm here for.
Oh my gosh.
It's going to be awesome.
Well, I'm very excited, as you know, as I always am for D&D Lives. It devotes a lot of time from so many different people, not just on the D&D team, but Wizards as a whole, and everybody is coming together, just like a D&D party is to put this event on for the community, for raising money for Red Nose Day, and I'm just really just tickled that we have so many amazing performers and actors who are coming to playing Dungeons & Dragons for the first time. And I'm excited to share it all with you on June 18th at 10 a.m. Pacific time.
Yes.
Right?
Can't wait.
Yes.
Order your t-shirts so you have them in time.
Absolutely.
All right.
Get them for the whole family.
Whole family.
Whole family.
And I just want everybody to be asking all the people in their lives, just like Thomas Middleditch does in our trailer. Do you want to play some Dungeons and Dragons?
Yeah. Honestly, watching someone play Dungeons and Dragons is the easiest way to get into it. It's it's how I convinced my husband to get into Dungeons and Dragons, so I know it works.
It's working.
Especially when you've got such a great lineup of funny, talented people to tell you a great story.
Yeah, and I like also that some of them haven't played 5th edition before. So you get to see people learning and experiencing D&D for the first time.
And it really does help you understand that, wow, it's really just about friends having a good time, telling stories together, laughing. A lot of inside jokes come out of D&D games. So I'm sure there will be some good ones coming out of D&D Live 2020.
We're going to be forming some bonds between all these players, and you at home playing and watching together. It's gonna be fun. I can't wait. Well, thank you all for spending this hour with us and talking through all the fun stuff that's going on for the Dungeons and Dragons team, as well as for D&D Roll with Advantage, starting on June 18th. I think that's it, guys. I think we did it. Anything else you want to say?
Wait.
Honestly,
excited.
Yeah, honestly, I'm really excited. Can't come quickly enough.
And I know, right? Let's just fast forward in our time machines to June 18th. Let's make it happen. Thank you guys so much for joining, for watching, you on the Twitch audience and in the chat. Sorry we weren't able to kind of watch all that. We had a lot going on, but you're all fantastic, and we can't wait to share D&D Live 2020 Roll with Advantage with you starting on June 18th.
Woohoo!
It's gonna be great, guys.
Cannot
Thanks,
wait.
everybody. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.